Hey guys, what's up? It's your buddy Oscar back again with another video. I know it's been a while since the last time I did a video because of this whole quarantine that we've been all going through with the pandemic and everything. But I've been busy working on other videos as well as modeling during live streams that I've been doing once every day, Monday through Friday. I know there are times that I don't go live, and that's just bad internet signal, guys. I deeply apologize for that. But today as you guys saw from the thumbnail, you guys are gonna see this. If you guys saw the thumbnail, you know what we're going to be working on today. This is the helmet that I've been working on. It's been taking me a while, but I've been doing it little by little because, materials are kind of short. So luckily, we're able to finish this, and you guys will be able to see the finishing of this beautiful helmet. Because look how nice and shiny it is. Nice little red visor that we have here. This is a little bit of a mock-up for right now, and I will tell you at the end of the video what I plan to do to make this better and what materials I will be doing, and I will actually show you how to do that in a upcoming video once those materials arrive to me in the mail. So time's a ticking. Why don't we just go straight into the video, guys?
All right, guys. So here we go. We have the Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger helmet. We have a bat in the sun. The fin is actually back here. I have to weld it together because it did not fit on the printer bed. And then I have to finish this baby off. This is actually sent to one of my fans that watch me and asked me, can I finish this helmet? So I'm going to be finish this Pink Ranger helmet from the movie, the OG movie. And we have the very first Phantom Ranger helmet that I've ever modeled. So this is the first one. It's got the nice details on the top. It's got everything here. And the back piece is right here. It's got all the detail. And the other favorite model, don't mind that. I'll tell you all about that one. Here we have a mashup, another hybrid helmet that I've designed. Well, I did not design it. The guy designed it. I based it off his art when he commissioned it. So here we go. This is a mashup of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Green Ranger helmet and the white Dino Thunder Ranger helmet, because you can tell by here. So we have the designs, the same similar. It is going to look fresh. And just recently, what I just did, I modeled this a while ago because it goes with this character right here. It is the Caesar Killer. If I butchered the name, I don't know, I can't remember if it was Killer Caesar Killer, but this is the Dagger for this character. As you can see, I did it in two pieces because it was too long to print it all in one shot because it was going to cut it off right here at the base, and we can't have that happen. All right. I brought out the Dragon Dagger that I did in a previous video for you guys. That I showed you how to do this with some springs, so the buttons actually work. I brought this out so you guys can see the scale difference between this. I wanted to make sure the hilt of this dagger matched the same length of this one. Even though the design is a little bit different, the hilt here is a little bit thicker compared to this one right here. So as you can see, it's a little thinner, not too much, but just a little bit. But similar design, a few little differences. It doesn't have the buttons here. This is something they did not add for it. But it does have its own little coin right here. And let me just put it right next to each other so you can see. I'm going to match it up as much as I can. Put it. So we're going to just move it here. Just get a little bit difference. So you can see by here, there's a little bit of a difference, like not much, but enough, as you can see. Even this one had to be done in several pieces and then put together. If you guys did not see the video, I'll put it in a card right over here so you guys can actually see the making of this. It was in several different pieces, like a big giant puzzle. So yeah, this is the Caesar Killer Caesar Dagger that's going to be in. We're going to be finishing this puppy off. So we got a bunch of videos coming your way. We got for this helmet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also, we're going to be working on the suit of armor for the Phantom Ranger. So I already actually printed out the pieces, the pattern design. I have the foam, and we're going to be using some foam leather spandex, some faux leather spandex to go on it instead of using some paint, because paint is a good thing, plastic dip and everything, but I wanted to go a different route. I wanted to go to something different, a little bit more how they do it in Japan with the Kamen Rider armors and some of the Sentai armors. They use a fabric, a spandex, and sometimes some spandex are hard to find and get shipped to Puerto Rico where I live. But we're going to do what we can do, and we're going to bring you some of these videos. Like I said, don't mind the mess back here. It's all messy, it's all nasty, it's all disgusting. Don't judge me by my mess in the back. That's not the mess. Inside my house is a lot nice and cleaner. It's nice and smooth. Alright guys, for the first part of the video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to work on the Caesar Killer helmet. And then we're going to be working on later, on our next video, is we're going to finish off this nice little dagger here. Looking pretty good. I love it. It's awesome. Great design. I got to say, it's a great design. So basically what we're going to do is, since things are limited because of the quarantine and I can't go to Home Depot, I only have a little bit left of this. So we're going to be using some of that spot putty as well as this liquid Bondo, which is actually pretty good in getting the grooves because it's a little bit more liquid. And that Bondo is going to go around the back portion of the helmet as well as some little areas, especially filling those weld shots that I did. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to try to get this completely smoothed out, try to smooth all of this out, try not to use too much of this so that way we can extend it for every single other one of the builds. Because we got to ration, because we don't know how long the quarantine is going to be. So here in Puerto Rico, we already been almost 2 weeks into the quarantine. And so far, they already have announced that we're going to be going for another 2 weeks. So we're going to be here till the 12th of April, which is fine by me. I'm kind of an introvert anyway, so we're going to be working on helmets the whole time that we're here. And maybe work on some other ones, because I just recently got a few more orders in. So I have so much to do, and modeling and live streaming with you guys at home, and thinking about maybe doing some live game streams for the weekends, because I know I stream 3D modeling through the week, Monday through Friday, but I think a lot of people like the live stream, so maybe do some weekend gaming with you guys. I don't know. Remember to hit that like button, and plus click subscribe if you haven't. If you guys want to see more custom builds and more props in the making. Alright, so what the first thing we're going to do is actually we're going to be using some Bondo on the back. So what we're going to do first is we're going to actually put Bondo all over the back of this one. It basically has no detail on it, so a nice clear set of Bondo is actually pretty good. I know a lot of you guys say sand it first, and then do it. But right now, things are limited, like I said. So I don't have a lot of sandpaper, so I need to save it for like when it's heavy detail work. So Bondo will look fine with this because it actually just covers up the whole thing anyway. Alright, so basically we're going to take our Bondo, try to put it in here as much as possible. Don't mind the shaking, if you see somewhat shaking of the camera. It is on a plastic table, so I want to make sure that while I'm passing this onto the print, that I don't get any on my hands, because gloves are very limited also due to what's going on in the world. I don't want to say the word because I could probably get demonetized for just saying it. So we're just going full out, barehanded. I don't recommend it, but times are tough right now when it comes to gloves, masks, and everything. Since I am outside in a pretty ventilated space, we're pretty good. But if you guys do not work in a ventilated space, I do not suggest doing this without a mask or gloves. Eye protection, yes. Eye protection is good, like goggles or glasses that you have around the house in your workshop area. So right now we're doing good. We're actually doing some good passing here, filling in all of these deep layer lines, because during the print process this actually was printed a little bit faster for the back, but we're filling in these print lines and they're coming out pretty dang well right now. Smooth it out as much as you can. That way when you sand it, you don't have too many bumps and crevices in the Bondo. As smooth as possible on top of it, at the same time filling in any gaps that we have. And that's what we're going to be using some of the spot filler. It'll take a little bit of those gaps and just smooth them up completely. Alright, so we have this completely covered in Bondo right now. So what we're going to do is just put it over here into the sun. Just going to lay it here, let it harden a little bit, and it should be good to go. Right now we're going to work on the other half. Cover it up in just some specific areas. We're not going to cover the whole thing in that Bondo because it will make a mess, and we don't want to cover all those detail lines. So some of the spot filler of the more creamier one, creamy style Bondo, will work fine. So, but little at a time, guys. A little bit at a time, a little bit goes a long way. So, I'll just tell you that right now. Alright, so far we've gotten this completely sanded. There are still some imperfections right here. You probably can't see it from the lighting, but there are some little imperfections right here. So we're going to smooth that out using this other Bondo right here. This more liquefied. Easy sand. I think it's called Easy Sand. So a little easier to sand than the regular Bondo, but it fills in the gaps a little bit more. So right now we finished this, and basically what we're going to do now is start sanding this one with the palm sander a little bit, and then we're going to go into the groove areas by hand, especially around here. We're going to have to do some of this later on, like just to get the majority off with the palm sander, and just hopefully, you know, maybe with an X-Acto blade, just cut a little bit of the Bondo and some of it where it's a little too thick, because sometimes it does happen. Sometimes Bondo does get in some of the crevices a little too much than what you want. Which is not the best thing. So, and as you can see, I am wearing a mask because, like I said, there's dust around here and allergies are not my friend. So, all right, we pretty much have everything nice and smooth. What we're going to be doing now, which I'm going to do tomorrow, is to fill in some of the gaps and everything with some filler primer, then sand it off again and see what's left, see if we find any pinholes or any imperfections, and as well as carve out some of the Bondo that's in the gaps. So we're going to see about that, fix it up, and we're also going to be working on that guy also. So as you guys can see, the Bat in the Sun Green Ranger. That's another video for you guys, as I told you earlier. So we're going to work on that, and we're going to finish this. So I can say, so far, so good.
24 hours later.
Alright guys, so we finally have this helmet completely sanded. Well, at least so far we got it completely sanded. So I think we can't really tell from the lighting because it's so shiny and bright. I don't know why. But yeah, I have this sanded, but since it's so light, the Bondo and with the white coloring, I can't really see any of the imperfections. So what we're gonna do now is put on some filler primer. I do have some left. I did buy like 2 cans before the quarantine hit. So we're going to do that. We're going to put some primer on this, see if any imperfections, and then try to Dremel and sand and cut and pry and whatever, you know, that we can do so we can finally get this thing set and done and finished to make it ready for some painting, because, you know, we want to see this puppy come to life. We want to see it come to life, make it look nice and sexy, like, you know. We have everything completely primed. It's dried. I did a little bit of chipping on to get rid of some of the Bondo here because there were like little clumps of Bondo I couldn't reach. So took my X-Acto blade, cut little pieces out just to smooth it out a little bit, and then give it a nice wet sand. See if we can get it a little bit smoother. And if not, we're gonna add a little bit more of the filler primer that I have left, and have a nice sunny day to be able to work on this, you know, get some vitamin D here for, you know, what's going on here in the world. I hope that you guys are staying safe on this day and every day, and remember, keep washing your hands, be safe, and everything around the world, because we all love you, we love each other, keep strong. So right now we're just going to move forward into the work, and we're just going to go right into it. So sorry about the movement of the camera, just make sure I don't get too dark, you know, I don't look like a shadow. So let's get into the work. Alright guys, so we finally have our thing completely primed with white. We sanded it a little bit, we added some filler primer, some spot filler, just in case to find any of the gaps. So we did find a few little imperfections in here. So I filled those in, sanded them, give it a little bit of wet sanding and a little bit of dry sanding, a little bit, just to give it that nice smoothness. So we got all those gaps covered. So what we're going to do now is actually put some flat black. We got some flat black right here. So we're going to do a base coat of flat black, and then we're going to do another coating of white primer, just so the green pops a little bit more, because when you use a dark base coat, then the color comes out dark as well. So we don't want to do that. So right now we're just going to cover it with some black paint, then tape off the areas where we want to keep black. And we've got a little bit of taping here. Gonna have to cut this part a little bit right here, so cut the little piece of tape, and we're gonna give it a base coat of some gray primer, and then go on with the green paint. We're gonna go on with some green paint of two different kinds of green paint, which we have over here. We have this meadow green, and we have this matte emerald green that we have right here. So we have these two greens that we're gonna combine together. First, we're gonna go with this one, and then go this one, give it a little bit of a shimmer, you know, a little emerald look to it, you know, make it stand out more.
Alright guys, so I'm going to explain to you one of the few things now that we have this helmet completely finished. I'm going to explain to you the mock-up of the visor right here. So as you guys see, I didn't really place it, I just taped it up here just so you guys can see what it would look like with the red visor. What we have here is a PETG plastic sheet. Normal sheet you can get on eBay, you can get on Amazon, or you can get it on tntcosplay.com. Link will be in the description below where you guys can find it, because they have a lot of great merchandise, foam dowels, foam sheets, foam rolls, and anything foam, paint, metallic paint that's actually flexible, which is a bonus, guys. So yeah, this right here is actually a metallic silver with the backing of red to give it that more of a metal red mirrored look. So as you can see, you can see my hand reflected in here. So this is just a mock-up, but what I'm going to be doing later on is, as soon as it arrives in the mail, I'm going to be using some iDye poly, which is a synthetic dye that actually is good for dyeing PETG plastic sheets. So basically what you have to do in that process, if we're going to be, so basically in that process, you just heat up water, put in your packets of iDye poly, whatever color you are working with, and then just dip it into a few coats, depending on how dark you want it. I would say the darker, the better, but when you use the reflective sheet of tint, that will actually reflect onto the other side. So we have the classic silver chrome that will actually reflect, and it'll give that more metallic mirrored look, even when you dye this not a too dark of a color. So that'll guarantee that effect. So, but I'll explain that later on in another video once that material arrives. Once that material arrives, I'll explain all of that. So yeah. This thing is actually very cool. The diamonds on the side right here were actually done with the metallic vinyl wrap that I actually put right here, just to give it a little bit more of a shinier look on it. And I was thinking of maybe doing it for this, but I don't know how well it would stick with the vinyl coat, with I don't know how well it would stick if I did it because, I want to make sure it doesn't come right off. Over here, it was more secure, but when you're dealing with more curved edges and more of a sharp, I don't know if it's guaranteed to stick. Trial and error, guys, trial and error, but we will find that out eventually because I have a whole big roll that we're going to be trying out to see how well it works. A little heat, a little pressure, a little stretching, and we'll find out the magic. So yeah, this thing is actually very beautiful. As you can see, I don't have the back here. I have it over here. So these actually will actually go together using magnets, and we'll be adding the keys on the inside of the helmet. We'll be adding keys on the inside of the helmet, as well as some padding to make it nice and comfortable. And the breathing holes are always underneath the nose, so the breathing holes are going to be right there. And I would say it's pretty comfortable. So like, there's enough room for some padding on the sides, on the bottom of the chin, on the head, especially around the cheeks. You don't want it to be squishy, and then put your cheeks in, especially if you're like a cheeky guy like me. All right, so yeah, this thing actually came out nice. I actually did send the photos to the person that commissioned this, and he absolutely loved it, as well as a special person I showed it to during a live stream, which will be right here. Yeah, you see, I was live not too long ago with Jason David Frank, and I decided to show him the most recent, which was actually last night. He saw this, he really liked it, and I'm gonna be working on a few other things, and we're gonna be doing a live stream one-on-one on his JDF FFN page on Instagram or Legend of the White Dragon. So I'm not too sure which one it will be, but it'll be on one of those. So if you guys are not following Jason David Frank and you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do. That way you know when we go live, because I won't know the day until we actually schedule it. So I won't be able to tell you guys at this moment. So make sure you follow. That way you get notifications when live stream happens. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about that and some of the stuff that I'm working on. Show you guys, what new stuff we're working on. That I think you're gonna kind of like. You're gonna enjoy. There's some new things I've decided to make. This helmet here actually took me a couple of weeks to work on because, with the whole pandemic thing that was going on, materials were very short, so I had to be very careful. I had to plan it really out well to know if I had enough, because if not, I'd have to brave through that whole thing out there in the world, out there where you guys are, and see what happens, and hope for the best that I can find it, because things were very limited at some point, and some stores were not open, especially hardware stores. So yeah, guys, this thing is actually very beautiful. I like it a lot. I'm very happy. Was one of the first helmets I ever printed that was modeled by myself. I'm very happy on how this turned out, because this is like one of the first models that I ever created based on some art. Usually I have somebody else do it for me, but since I've learned 3D modeling for the past couple months, I've been teaching myself and getting tips from friends and everything, and I would say this is like one of my personal favorites in the models that I have personally have made. And I want to thank the person that I'd like to thank my friend who came up with the design, and then Arter Fan, who refined it and brought it to life in his drawing, and then allowing me to be able to bring this into the 3D world, from a one-dimensional photo to a two-dimensional concept to a three-dimensional helmet. Every step taken to bring this helmet, to bring this character to life. Well, guys, I want to thank you for joining me here today. I hope that you guys enjoyed the build of this thing and you learned something new. And if you're curious about something or of a tip that I kind of missed and I didn't get to share, make sure to leave those comments down below. I will answer all your comments, all your questions, and anything directly right away. As soon as I see the message, I always answer, and always give it a like and a heart for every single one of you guys for all your questions, because without you guys, I wouldn't be here. I'm doing this because I want to help share what I know, tell you guys what you need to do, so that I can make those mistakes and you don't have to. So guys, I hope I had fun with you guys. I hope you had fun with me. So I'll take care until the next video.